Hello and welcome to DocSend's Perfect Pitch video series, where we put our research and data to work to help you fundraise. I'm Justin Itzo and I run research here at DocSend. Today's guest video comes from Max Fleitmann, serial entrepreneur and investor, and he's got tips for founders on how to handle rejection.
One of the hardest parts of fundraising is handling the rejection. Investors can lack imagination of seeing the world the same way you do. They can operate with a bias, or they can just be wrong. Just Google investors' anti-portfolios to see some of the investors sharing the deals they passed on in the past, and that nevertheless became amazing companies. When I was first fundraising, I always considered every rejection as a way to improve and grow. Sometimes I got feedback on my pitching style or my team constellation, and later on I could use that to work on these things. Sometimes I was just pitching the wrong people and I needed to revisit my target list. I see every no that I'm getting as one step closer to a yes. In a lot of cases, you won't get very specific feedback from an investor because they just have a bad gut feel or don't want to take the time to write a detailed feedback. Nevertheless, I would always try to ask them for some kind of feedback, or at least read between the lines. If you get feedback, just use it on your own. Don't try to change the investor's mind. It will hardly work and might even be bad for your own reputation. A special form of rejection is an investor saying something in the likes of, "I want to invest in you and your company, but I won't lead." It means they do not have enough conviction in your company to take on a big risk. So you could even translate it to something like, no, except if your deal turns out to be hot. In these cases, I would always ask them if that's their company policy or if they specifically decided to not lead for this specific deal. If so, put them on a low priority in your investor CRM and try to find someone else. But what do you do if you are not attracting anyone? If you ever realize over the course of the fundraising that you are constantly not meeting investors' expectations, take a step back. You might be acting on some wrong assumptions and your business might not be ready yet. I know that feeling. Your runway is getting shorter and shorter and your deal is as cold as it can get. But investors can smell desperation. In these times, I would try to think about all the options that I have to increase my runway. After I have increased that, I go back to my key assumptions and try to prove them. I would also try to show some kind of additional traction metrics, and from time to time, it is also a good idea to give the fundraising story a different spin. After doing all of that, I would try to talk to another set of investors later on. One final word. You should always be very gracious towards an investor who gives you their time. No matter if they are investing in your company or not. You will be most likely to meet them or some of their friends or colleagues again over the course of your career.
To dive deeper into the data, visit DocSend.com/perfectpitch.